Well, how'd I look? Do I look alright for my live appearance? My live stream for Thursday night. It's springtime. Fish are starting to do the thing that they should have been doing all along, which is get up there in that skinny water where I can see them and bust them right upside their head, boys. It is going down right now. We had a 30-plus pound bag today. You guys will see plenty of video of it because I had Justin Rackley, Lake Fork guy, and Andrew Flair from Fishing with Flair in the boat with me today. We had a great time. We caught them all sight fishing. We didn't even mess around. We met up about 8:30, got on the water about 8:30 or so, and we just went straight to sight fishing. It was a beautiful occasion, I assure you, because we caught them really good today. What's up, Jay Laugh, T-Lo, Brandon Malone, Nick Cavazos made it back just in time. Fishing Freak Gomez, Kincaid Outdoors, Ian Ashley. Yeah, we got a crew going on tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Brett Bennett's at the airport waiting for his girl to fly in. Mr. Tom Lowe is going to be out with me tomorrow, and I think we're going to have a good time. Let's go ahead and get it started, man. Give you what you came here for. Get started with it. So, doing a lot of bed fishing. Two baits that I use on beds. My first and primary, 99% of the time, well, maybe not 99, but probably 89% of the time, I like a Texas rig. Anything from a quarter to a half ounce is fine. I think this is a quarter, 3/8 is a good size. But like I told you guys last week, I like to throw that little bead in there, give it a little noise, a little red flash, a little noise added in there. And I like small, compact creature baits. Doesn't have to be this one. Literally, guys, it really doesn't matter. You can throw any bait on there. The Smash Crawl works really good on beds, too, because those claws get up there and just kind of go like this. Just like teasing them big old bass. So, that is one bed fishing option. The other is, and man, this color, this color seems to get such a good reaction. You know, I say it doesn't matter, and it really doesn't. You can catch a bedfish on anything, white, whatever. But this color seems to get such a strong reaction, especially from bigger fish on beds. And this is the Grass Mutant color and the 6th Sense Divine Hybrid Jig. Got a little bit of blue sheen on that green pumpkin. It probably won't show on camera. But when you turn that green pumpkin on there, you can see a little bit of blue sheen on it. Got the little faded tannish, brownish color on bottom. Just a perfect little imitator of a little bluegill or brim. It really seems to get the attention of some bigger fish on beds. So, Divine Hybrid Jig, 6 Sense Lures. Don't forget to punch in the promo code Your Lake Fork Guide and get a 10% discount on everything from 6senselures.com. All right, bed fishing option number 2, knocked out. All right, so that's kind of my two-pronged approach for bed fishing. All right, now, when I'm bed fishing, what do I have? When I've got one customer bed fishing, what do I have the other customer on the back deck throw? Most of the time, it's my trusty Smash Stick. You can throw it out there, fish it really slow. You're sitting dead still, sight fishing for a fish. Guy on the back deck can just pick every little thing apart multiple times with a stick bait. And a lot of times, some of those bigger females that aren't quite ready yet, that'll be staged out there, you can catch them on that right there, just fishing it really slow, kind of in open water around the bedding areas. Couple other things I like a lot. If I'm covering water early in the morning or it's a really windy day, I'm having a hard time seeing fish, I really love a swim jig in the springtime. 6 Sense Lures Divine Swim Jig right here. Hey, love that because this trailer's probably been on here for months. That's why it's so dirty looking. But that trailer is still good to go, man. They've got that screw lock up there. So 6 Sense Divine Hybrid Jig is definitely in the top 5, probably to stay for a big portion of the spring. Shad color or a brim bluegill color would be fine. That Grass Mutant color is really good. This is a little pearl color with a little bit of purple and a little bit of chartreuse mixed in. Pretty big fan of that one right there. And then there's this. This can be the deal to catch the fish of a lifetime. And that's big swim baits. And we talk about Smash Tech. Well, when I'm talking about big swim baits, I'm talking about Smash Tech custom baits. We love the Convict. I believe I've got one laying here. We love this thing here. Big Smash Tech Convict. Great bait. Love it. Heath Taylor did something this year. He put out a bigger version of his kind of top secret hush hush. I just talked him into releasing it last year, Hollow Belly. Well, now he's got a 6-inch version, a true 6, a little bit maybe over, but this is a big bait. And this bait has an action. The whole body just wobbles through the water. I mean, phenomenal action on this bait. Great colors. Custom Baits, Smash Tech Custom Baits does a great job, Mr. Heath Taylor, on finishing these baits out and making them look phenomenal. So check out that 6-inch hollow belly. You can find those on SmashTechCustomBaits.com right now, and just a great alternative look for the big swim bait profile. It might get you the fish that you'll remember till the day you die. So there it is. All 5 baits. Boy, we did them in a hurry. So you guys start dropping questions. Looks like you already have been dropping questions. So I will start trying to answer them. Can you still wacky rig when it's windy? Sure you can. Just get in protected areas. As far as fishing it in the windy areas, no, wacky rigging's tough because that bait is so light that wind will actually blow your bait. The current will blow your bait through the water, and you actually won't be able to feel it or fish it where you cast it because it'll drift. Can you fish the convict in dirty water? 100%. Go to pearl white in dirty water with a convict, especially when they're up shallow. Pearl white on a convict will get it done really well in super shallow water. Has the water clarity cleared up since last week? Looking forward to fishing with you on Sunday morning. The water clarity is clearing up, slowly but surely. It is clearing up. It's still not clear enough to really sight fish on the north end of the lake, but it is definitely getting better. The fish are biting better on the north end of the lake because the clarity is getting better. Kincaid Outdoors says he got hammered on the big Smash Tech. He set the hook and snapped his pole in half and lost the fish. Yeah, you got to bring the right gear when you go throw them big baits. If you're going to put a powerful hook set, you better have a powerful rod, buddy. Biggest bed fish, what, for this year, all time? We had a 10-pound 2-ouncer on Monday, my customer did, so we've caught some big ones off beds. That's probably pretty close to the biggest bed fish. I've had a few over 10 off beds over the years. I would say right at 10 pounds. I've never caught one over 11 off the bed yet, so I guess that's tomorrow's goal. Have I ever gone? I've never gone walleye fishing. We don't have walleye in Texas, bro. I haven't done much fishing north of here, north of Texas. So, no, I've never had a chance to do any walleye fishing. I would be intrigued by it because I hear they're really good to eat. And as you can tell by this fine physique of 275 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, I like to eat a little bit. So a fish that's good to eat, I'm kind of interested in. Big trout swim bait. Man, you know, to me, this color right here is called light hitch. That's called light hitch. A little tannish, brownish on top, little blue stripe, silver belly. That has been the best big bait color on fork in all kinds of conditions. So I don't throw the trout pattern swim baits, but I mean, there's no telling. They certainly could work. I'm not going to say they won't. Do many people use a drop shot on bedfish on fork? Honestly, brother, I have no idea. I know I keep it pretty simple. To me, it's more about how the fish behave, not about what I'm throwing. Somebody says their partner caught a 1067 in Glade last Friday, the day before the tournament, on a half-ounce spinnerbait. I can believe that. Can you give me a brief explanation about fishing on a windy day, what to look for and how to do it? I've heard fishing can be good. Quake. Oh, the Quake. I'm sorry, I'm getting too many questions at once. Sometimes my mind goes into overdrive there. How do I like the Quake lipless crankbait by 6 cents so far? Well, I love it. We dang near won that guide tournament. We came in like a less than a half ounce, dang near tie for first place, but yeah, we caught over 30 pounds on it in the guides tournament, so I would say the Quake has proven itself to me very well. Fished Lake Russell last week below Lake Hartwell and smashed them. Well, good for you, Ricky Moore. Sean Andre Maldonado is out there using big swim baits right now. I love it. Okay, windy day. Brief explanation about fishing on a windy day, what to look for and how to do it. I heard the fishing can be good. Yeah, the wind can be your friend. This time of year I don't like it so much. When fish are stationary and spawning, I like to target spawning fish. Now in pre-spawn and post-spawn, the wind definitely, what happens is the wind actually stirs up and moves the plankton and bioorganisms that the filter feeders eat. Shad are filter feeders. That's why we look for those shell beds. Shell beds are filter feeders. They feed on all that plankton and those bioorganisms, and wherever that stuff goes, the shad go. Wherever the shad go, the bass go. So you see what I'm saying here. Those windy areas where the wind's blowing into banks, wind's blowing into points, tend to gather up big sources of bait fish, therefore tend to gather up big sources of bass. And when the wind's blowing, the fish can't pick up on your bait as good, so they tend to bite it more aggressively than they normally would in windy areas. That's why fishing with the wind can be a very good thing. Now, when they're spawning, thinking about spawning, they don't behave the same way. So it's kind of the opposite. You want calm water. All right. Hey, if you ask the question up top, please re-ask it, and I will do my best to answer it. I should do a challenge episode against my wife? What? Who's going to babysit them heathens I got? I got 2 heathens. Somebody's got to watch if I'm going to take my wife fishing. I would love to do a challenge against my wife. I would love to go fishing with my wife, just me and her. We haven't done that in a lot of years, and that would be so great. Somebody says I need that podcast. I don't even know how. I'd have to look into how to even start to do a podcast. I mean, I'm open to it. I don't know what it would take to do one, honestly. I really like the idea of doing a challenge against my wife. Instead of the text your old lady challenge, it's just the old lady challenge. Y'all don't be telling her I called her old, though. She might. Don't tell her that. Please don't tell her that. Any more questions? Drop some more questions in. I'll be happy to answer them. We're knocking things out in a big-time hurry tonight. Not East Texas Wi-Fi? Yeah. Well, we've had a pretty good signal, I think, tonight. I don't think there's been any interruptions. Listen to Bass Talk on Podcast Underground when you were... Okay. What size hook do I need to use on a Strike King 5.5-inch swim bait? That's probably going to require like a 6-aught, maybe a 7-aught. That's what I would go with. Where was I bed fishing today? Well, there's this thing that I do called guiding. You can hire me, and then there's this map chip that I make that has areas marked off. Come on, man. I can't just give away my areas for free, bro. Come on. Lane Seaman's in the house. Appreciate you joining us, brother. Does a spinnerbait with a red blade work during the spawn? With a red blade? I don't know that I've thrown them with a red blade. I have one with an orange blade that I throw a lot during the spawn. I mean, try it. Especially in the dirtier water up north, I wouldn't be scared to throw it. Sounds good. With so much pressure on fork, what are some ways to stand out from the crowd? A lot of guys fish fork. This time of year when the fish are stationary, they're trying to move around and find active fish, find feeding fish. That's not what you want to do during spawn. The biggest thing that I would say to you on that, this time of year, when the fish are stationary, they're not moving around, they're not really willing to chase a long ways, I'm going to just tell you, slow down. I mean, just, if you try to find an area that you're confident has fish, and then once you do, man, be very thorough and methodical. Like, overly, throw it the same stump 5 times. You'd be surprised how many times throwing it the same thing 5 times will get you a bite this time of year. Orange blade. Yeah, orange blade. So the orange blade on the spinnerbait does work really well. Do I weight my wacky rig and how? So when I'm fishing a stick bait, when I rig this wacky, most of the time I do not weight it because these are pretty heavy. They throw pretty good. They sink pretty good. I guess that's why the original ones are called a Cinco. I don't know. But when I fish a trick worm wacky rig, I take a nail weight and break it in half and put a half a nail weight in the head of the bait so that it falls nose down. Going to pre-fish Lake Ray Roberts Saturday. On the way there, while moving, you were rear-ended. Man, that kind of sucks. Sorry that happened, brother. That doesn't sound like any kind of fun. How is the fishing on Lake Fork? Well, we caught 30-plus pounds today, so I would say the fishing's pretty darn good, in my opinion. It has really turned on this week. Gotten really consistent for me. Sight fishing is a real possibility now. There's enough fish on beds that you can do some sight fishing for a day. And fishing really well. Temp on Fork right now, lower to mid-60s, depending on time of day and what part of the lake you're in. Actually, some parts of the lake are probably up into the lower 70s at this point. How's baseball season for my boy at K-State? He is doing really well. Considering he is a true freshman, he is doing phenomenal. He's playing in most of their games. I know last weekend or weekend before last, he had like a huge weekend, had multiple hits in every game. He's doing very well. Young Dylan Watts, we love you, brother. We're watching you and pulling for you, and he's doing really good, guys. He's doing really good. Have I seen the rain amount forecast for next week? I have not seen the rain. Are we supposed to get a lot of rain next week? Maybe that's when the gates are open. I was trying to figure out why all the gates were open the last couple of days. I guess that's why. Got a lot of rain in the forecast. I didn't know about that. What are they biting on? Well, this is top 5 baits. I mean, I just told 5 baits what they're biting on. Somebody asked what they're biting on at Lake Fork. That's kind of the point of this whole show. 5 to 7 inches of rain? Wow, we don't need that. We do not need 5 to 7 inches of rain. We've had enough rain. How does drawing down the lake? Well, Lake Fork doesn't have like a real quick raise and drop. Like it doesn't just the bottom fall out of it like some lakes do. So it doesn't really, I mean, there's a lot of people that gets in their head. They say fish don't bite when the gates are open. I don't believe that. They may pull out a little bit. Like bedfish, if they keep leaving the gates open and keep dropping it, those bedfish will pull out in front of those beds and suspend. And then once the water stabilizes, they'll either go back on their bed if there's enough water there, or they'll make a new bed a little bit deeper. So some of those bedfish may be affected by it more than anything, but man, it's not like the lake's dropping it's not even dropping more than like a couple inches a day maybe. It's not anything drastic, so it's not a real big effect. Man, allergies. How's Fork fish in October? Freaking awesome, man. It's like, really, May's maybe the best month for numbers. October is right there, though. We catch a lot of fish in October, a lot. And you can kind of do it both ways. You can go up shallow and catch fish in the creeks up shallow that are pushing back with bait. And then there's big schools of fish offshore that are eating yellow bass and gizzard shad, and there's mega schools. Probably the biggest schools of the year offshore happen in October. It's really good. All right. Well, any more questions tonight? Give you guys a little time to ask a few more questions. Is the Lake Insight Pro V15 map? I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that map card is. I'm sorry. What reel speed on Smash Tech Convict? Well, I like to go with a 6.3 to 1. Something in the middle. So I can catch up to the fish pretty good, but I can still slow it down. Because you got to fish that bait pretty slow. Are swim baits good to fish during the spawn and where? Yeah, swim baits are excellent to fish during the spawn. And I would just, wherever you think they're bedding, I'd fish it on points, and even just out in the middle of pockets, out in front of where you think they're bedding, that's where I would target swim bait fish right now. Boom, boom. All right. Well, hey, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap her on up tonight, man. I can't say enough about Justin Rackley and Andrew Flair. Great guys. They're great people, man. They were awesome in the boat today. And, man, those dudes, they can catch them. I mean, we were sight fishing and we were getting back to some tight areas, and those guys were flipping and pitching as good as anybody I know. I mean, these boys, they're sticks, man. They can get after them. So a lot of fun today hanging out with those guys. Blessed to catch a lot of big fish today the way we did. And y'all watch their channels for those videos next week. And I've actually already got next week's videos in the can before today. So my video will be out week after next. So you have to wait a little while to see that mega bag we caught today. But I'll bet you can do it because we got some pretty good footage coming at you next week anyway. And like I said, thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate you guys following along. Hope that we can help you providing the information that we do here. And, man, just keep growing this community where we're all about helping each other catch a few more fish and loving our fellow man, because that is what we do on this channel. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. We appreciate you watching. And, oh, yeah, we'll see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.